Good morning, students. Today we are going to do lesson 2 of civics, institutional representation of democracy. Children, as you know that we have monitors in every class in the school. Sometimes the teacher nominates the monitor and sometimes she elects the monitor. Now what is the difference between nomination and election? Nomination means that a teacher appoints the monitor herself of her own choice. But in election, voting is done. For example, let us take example of our classroom only. For example, there are 5 candidates in the class who want to be a monitor. Now, teacher will ask the students to give their votes to the candidate whom they want to be their monitor, or you can also call him a representative of a class. Now, all the students of the class will give their votes to their favorite candidate to whom they want to be a monitor. Now, the candidate who gets the maximum number of votes is elected as a class monitor. Now, the monitor is elected and he becomes your representative, means he talks to the teacher on your behalf or discuss the problems with the teacher of the class, of the whole class. He discuss the problems on the behalf of the whole class with the teacher. Children, this election was on a small scale, very small scale of a classroom. But if we talk about our country, as you know, is a democracy. So in democracy, the government is elected by the people. So in our country, the elections are held at a large scale. Some of the institutions which are associated with democracy are universal adult franchise, elections, political parties, and coalition government. We will discuss all these institutions one by one. First of all, what is universal adult franchise? Universal adult franchise means that all the adult citizens have right to vote without any discrimination on the basis of caste, color, gender, etc. The right to vote is called franchise or suffrage. In our country, the age of voting is 18 years. So, all the people, you can say all the adults who are 18 years of age or above 18s, they have the right to vote without any discrimination. That is called universal adult franchise. Now, next topic is elections. I have already explained the process of elections. Here, people choose their representatives by casting their vote. These elected representatives form the government. In democracy, there is principle of one vote per person. Means one person can cast vote for one time only and each vote has the same value. It is not so that if any minister has given his vote, his value of his vote will be more than a poor person. No, all the votes will have the same value. In India, elections which are held after every 5 years in whole country are called general elections. But sometimes when a member of a parliament dies or he resigns in his constituency, before the completion of 5 years, then in that case fresh elections are held in that constituency. Now we will discuss about constituency in the next topics. I will tell you what are constituencies. Now in a particular constituency, if a member has died, member of a parliament dies or he gives resigns due to some reason or due to some circumstance, so that in that case, in that constituency, the fresh election will be held even before the completion of its term. What is the term in our country? 5 years. Elections are held after every 5 years. Now these type of elections are called by elections. Sometimes, due to certain circumstances, the president may dissolve the Lok Sabha before the completion of its term of 5 years, and he can order for fresh elections. These elections are called mid-term elections. Now here students, we have talked about three types of elections. First is general elections, when the normally after the completion of 5 years, when the elections are held in the whole country, that are called general elections. And by elections, which are held because of certain circumstances, like if a member of parliament dies or he resigns, in that case before the completion of 5 years, the fresh elections are held, that are called by elections. Then the next are mid-term elections. These are held when the president dissolves the Lok Sabha before the completion of 5 years and he orders for fresh elections due to certain circumstances, that are called mid-term elections. In election, a candidate wins either by absolute majority or by simple majority. Now, how it is decided that who has won the election? It is decided by the majority of votes which he gets. Now, absolute majority means that he has won more than half of the total votes polled. What do you mean by that? कि polled means कितनी votes डली हैं. अब सारे के सारे, now those who are in adult category, do you think everyone is going to cast his vote or to give his vote? No, everyone do not go to cast his vote. तो जितने वोट डलती हैं उसमें से जिस कैंडिडेट को मोर देन हाफ मेजॉरिटी मिल जाती है, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एब्सोल्यूट मेजॉरिटी. जिस कैंडिडेट को जितनी वोट्स डली हैं उसमें से हाफ से ज़्यादा वोट्स मिलती हैं, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एब्सोल्यूट मेजॉरिटी. And simple majority, it means when candidate wins by getting the highest number of votes, even if he gets one more vote than the opponent. अब जैसे आपकी क्लास की एग्जांपल ले लो, 5 कैंडिडेट्स हैं. अब एक को सबको सभी स्टूडेंट्स ने वोट्स दे दी. अब जिस कैंडिडेट को सबसे ज़्यादा वोट्स मिलेंगी, चाहे दूसरे कैंडिडेट से उसकी एक वोट ही ज़्यादा क्यों ना हो, उसको हम मानेंगे कि वो जीत गया. दैट इज़ कॉल्ड सिंपल मेजॉरिटी. फॉर सपोज 4 कैंडिडेट्स हैव गॉट 16, 17, 15, 14 and the fifth candidate has got 18, मीन्स 17. एक कैंडिडेट को 17 मिली है, दूसरे को 16 मिली है, तीसरे को 15 मिली है, चौथे को 14 मिली है, लेकिन जो फिफ्थ कैंडिडेट है उसको 18 वोट्स मिली हैं. तो उसकी एक वोट ही बाकी उससे ज़्यादा है, एक वोट ज़्यादा से वो जीत जाता है. दैट इज़ कॉल्ड सिंपल मेजॉरिटी. Now children, we are talking about elections, that what is universal adult franchise, how the elections are held, what is simple majority, who wins the elections. Now Do you know who conduct these elections in the country? In the classroom, as we have seen, the elections for a monitor is conducted by a class teacher. In the same way, in our country, the election commission conducts the election. Election commission consists of chief election commissioner. There is state election commission also in every state. For every state there is a separate state election commission, and for the whole country also there is a election commission. Now children, elections are held at the national level and at the state level. Are you clear with that point? The elections for parliament are held at the national level, that means for the whole country. And when the elections are held for a legislative assembly, or you call it Vidhan Sabha, that are held at the state level. So elections are held at two levels, national level and state level. So for every state there is a state election commission which conducts the election in that particular state. Now, what is the duty of the election commission? Election commission supervises the whole election process. It prepares the voter list and update the list after each census. Now, what do you mean by census here? Census means counting of population, which is done after every 10 years, or in Hindi you call it जनगणना, जिसमें पूरी पॉपुलेशन को काउंट किया जाता है, एंड दिस इज डन आफ्टर एवरी 10 years. दिस इज कॉल्ड census. Now voter list is updated after each census, means after every 10 years. Now why this voter list is updated? Now many people die and many children enter the adult age, means those who are of 8 years today, they will be of 18 years after 10 years, isn't it? So after 10 years they have become adult now, so their name has to be added in the voter list, and those who have died within these 10 years, their name has to be deleted from the list. So that is why the voter list has to be updated. Every voter gets the voter card. On that voter card, his or her photo is there. Voters have to show this voter card at the polling booth. Polling booth क्या होता है? जहाँ पर हम अपनी वोट डालने जाते हैं, polling booth बनाए जाते हैं. There we have to go and give our vote. So we have to show the voter card there. The election commissioner also gives symbols to political parties. अब हर सब political parties के अपने symbols होते हैं, जैसे बीजेपी का सिंबल लोटस है और कांग्रेस का सिंबल हैंड है. So in this way the symbols are given by the election commissioner to all the political parties. Now election commission also examines the expenditure done by candidate in the elections. अब इनको कैंडिडेट्स को पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ के जो कैंडिडेट्स जो इलेक्शन में खड़े होते हैं, या फिर जिनको हम बोलते हैं वो इलेक्शन कॉन्टेस्ट कर रहे होते हैं, तो वो अपना, आपको पता है, वो इलेक्शन कैंपेनिंग करते हैं. जब आप इलेक्शन का टाइम होता है, आप देखते हो कितने स्पीकर्स के ऊपर उनकी वो कर रहे होते हैं, पैम्फलेट्स बांटते हैं घर घर जाकर. कोई रिस्ट बैंड देता है, कोई बैचेस देता है, कोई पैम्फलेट्स बांटता है, कोई पटके बांटता है. सो expenditure is done on at the time of election. So there is a limit given to the political parties for expenditure also. So election commission examines that expenditure also which is done by the candidate during elections. Now we will come to that point, consequences, which I have said that I will explain you later on what are consequences. Now for the purpose of election, each state is divided into areas, small areas that are called constituencies, and these areas, these constituencies, they have approximately similar number of people who are living there. As I'll give you again the example of classroom. Your classroom is divided into 4 rows. In each row, almost the teacher divides a similar number of students to sit in each row. Now, in every row, if a teacher appoints a row monitor, if I say that I want to elect a row monitor for each row, now in every row, 5 candidates are interested to become a row monitor. So again, there will be a voting, but in this case, the the children who are sitting in that particular row will give the votes to the candidates of their own row only, and the candidate who will get the maximum number of vote will win the election or will become a row monitor of that particular row. So in the same way, you can say that the state is divided into small areas for the purpose of elections. These areas are called constituencies, and one leader is elected from each constituencies. The members of each constituency, they elect their representative through elections. So those members who are elected, if there are lok sabha elections, agar parliament के elections हुए हैं, parliament is at the central level, parliament में 2 houses हैं, लोक सभा एंड राज्य सभा. तो अगर parliament के elections हुए हैं तो उसमें जो members elect हुए तो वो क्या बनेंगे, MP, that is member of parliament. And those who win the election in the state assembly, अब जो state legislature है उसके भी 2 houses है, that is विधानसभा एंड विधान परिषद. सो जो स्टेट असेंबली में इलेक्ट होता है वो क्या बन जाता है, MLA, दैट इज मेंबर ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली. विधानसभा को हम लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली भी बोलते हैं. नाउ we will talk about the next topic, that is political parties. In our country there is multi-party system. Each party has its own symbol. अब हमारी कंट्री में कितनी सारी पार्टीज हैं, पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज हैं, एंड एवरी पार्टी हैज़ इट्स ओन सिंबल. Britain and America, they have only 2 parties. They have 2-party system. Political parties are of 2 types: national parties and regional parties. Now, a political party can become a national party, or you can say any political party can be called a national party in certain conditions. अगर वो ये conditions fulfill करती है तो वो national party बन सकती है. Which are those conditions? First of all, if it has been a state party in at least 4 states. अगर वो party at least 4 states में state party रह चुकी है तो उस फर्स्ट कंडीशन ये है. सेकेंड कंडीशन, इट्स कैंडिडेट शुड हैव सिक्योर्ड एटलीस्ट 6% ऑफ टोटल वोट्स इन एनी 4 और मोर स्टेट्स इन द लास्ट जनरल इलेक्शंस. अब ये हम किसकी बात करें, नेशनल पार्टी की. तो जनरल इलेक्शंस जो लेटेस्ट जो लास्ट जनरल इलेक्शंस हुए हैं, अगर उसमें इस पार्टी के कैंडिडेट्स को एटलीस्ट 6% ऑफ टोटल वोट्स मिली है किसी 4 स्टेट्स में या फिर 4 से ज़्यादा स्टेट्स में, तो उस केस में भी वो पार्टी को नेशनल पार्टी बनाया जा सकता है. थर्ड कंडीशन इज दैट एटलीस्ट 4 कैंडिडेट्स ऑफ दैट पार्टी हैव बीन इलेक्टेड इन द लोकसभा. उनमें से एटलीस्ट 4 कैंडिडेट लोकसभा में elect हुए हो तो in that case that party can be called a national party. Now next is state party. Now state parties are also called regional parties. Now here also a particular party can be called a state party in the following conditions. अब state party बनने के लिए क्या conditions follow करनी पड़ती है. First condition, if the candidate of the party have secured at least 6% of total votes in the state assembly in the last general elections. Now children, अब यहाँ पर डिफरेंस क्या है? आप पूछोगे कि ऊपर भी 6% ऑफ वोट्स थी तो यहाँ पर भी 6% ऑफ वोट है, लेकिन डिफरेंस क्या है? वहाँ पर 6% ऑफ वोट किस में थी? लोकसभा में। यहाँ पर 6% ऑफ वोट किस में है? स्टेट असेंबली में। तो अ कैंडिडेट ऑफ एनी पार्टी, if he secures at least 6% of total votes in the state assembly in the last general elections, in that case that party can be called a regional party or state party. Second condition is that at least 2 candidates should have been elected to the assembly. अब ऊपर नेशनल पार्टी की क्या कंडीशन थी कि उसमें 4 कैंडिडेट्स लोकसभा में इलेक्ट हुए होने चाहिए, इसमें एटलीस्ट 2 कैंडिडेट स्टेट असेंबली में इलेक्ट होने चाहिए. सो दीज कंडीशंस में a party can be called a state party. Before elections, every party issues an election manifesto. Now what is this manifesto? You can call that they have their some promises or ideologies. जो पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स होते हैं वो लोगों को कई सारे अपने आइडियोलॉजीज़ बताते हैं, अपने प्रोमिसेस बताते हैं कि उनकी आगे क्या पॉलिसीज़ रहेंगी अगर वो गवर्नमेंट बनाते हैं, तो अगर वो जीत जाते हैं तो सो they give their promises, they give their ideologies that what they will do for the welfare of the people and for the welfare of the state if they come into power or if they form the government. Now the party which wins the majority comes into power and form the government, and the other parties जो नहीं जीतती हैं, those who have failed to get majority, they will form the opposition, और उनको क्या बोला जाता है? opposition parties. ओके और जो पार्टी जीत जाती है और जो गवर्नमेंट बना लेती है, that is called the ruling government. Now sometimes what happens, not even a single party gets the majority, wins the majority in the parliament. इस कंडीशन में क्या किया जाएगा? अब किसी भी पार्टी को मेजॉरिटी नहीं मिली. Now here what is the condition to win the majority? यहाँ पर हम मेजॉरिटी किसको बोलते हैं? क्या कंडीशन है मेजॉरिटी जीतने की? सपोज देयर आर 500 सीट्स इन द पार्लियामेंट. पार्लियामेंट में 500 सीट्स हैं. अ पार्टी मस्ट सिक्योर 50% प्लस 1 सीट टू विन द मेजॉरिटी. अब किसी पार्टी को अगर मेजॉरिटी जीतनी है, मेजॉरिटी लेनी है, तो उसको क्या कंडीशन पूरी करनी पड़ेगी कि उसको 50% प्लस 1 सीट्स मिले. Here in this case it means, now I have told you that we have supposed, एक हमने suppose किया है कि there are 500 seats in the parliament. Now here it means that a party should get 250 plus 1 seats, or you can say 251 seats. Why? Because the condition to secure majority is to get 50% plus 1. अब 500 का 50% क्या हुआ? 250 plus 1 251. So if any party wins 251 seats, then only he gets he wins the majority. Now in case if not even a single party fulfills this condition, किसी को भी majority नहीं मिलती है, then what will be done in this case? In that case, several parties join together to form the government. For example, one party has got 150 seats and the other party has got 101 or more than 101 seats. They will join together to attain the majority, and they will together form the government. So this type of government is called coalition government. Now children, I hope all of you have understood the chapter. Listen to the explanation again and again, and still if you have any doubts you can ask in query class. So have a nice day, students.